What's our alternative? Pat, you're telling me the new six figures is $304,000. How do I do it? Do I get another job? Do I go back to school? Think about the richest person you know. Think about the wealthiest person you know. Think about that person. Somebody you've touched, somebody you've had dinner with. Think about the wealthiest person you know. Everybody thought about that person? I'm not talking Buffett, somebody you know. It's normally the person, everybody talks behind that person's back. That's the person, okay? You know it, okay? Are you ready? Ask this question. Does that person have a job or are they an entrepreneur? What makes you think you're going to become wealthy having a job? You just answered it. So have you really positioned yourself to become wealthy? I don't know. But you just answered it yourself. I did not. Entrepreneur. Look at the reality of it. They tell us go to high school, have a 4.0 GPA, and go to college to get a degree because everything's going to be fine. 83% of college seniors today, according to LA Times, do not have a job lined up. 83% of college seniors today. Why do you want me to go to school and spend mommy and daddy's $200,000? Has it become a business, this college thing? Why even 4 years? Why can't I do college in a year and a half? I'm never going to use physics. My business has nothing to do with physics. Why are you wasting 3 months of my time and $700 for that class? But we're not questioning any of this stuff. We're just paying the money. Then that father, mother that spent $200,000 on the school and now is working until 73 years old. Because you think Social Security is going to be around. You think it's going to be around. Nope. I tell you it is going to be around, but let me tell you how they're going to have it be around. Here's how they're going to do it. Do you know originally when they chose the age for Social Security, do you know why they chose 65? Does anybody know this? Because no one lived to 65. Do you know this? When first Social Security was invented, it was because 65, because no one lives to that age. Do you know what they're going to do? You're going to see Social Security will be around, but benefits will start at 80 years old. You'll see it. But and their government's going to say, we told you we're never going to go away with it, but it starts at 80. How smart is that, right? 66% of Americans make less than $41,000 per year. 65% of all new net jobs are not created by the government or these big Wall Street corporations. They're created by small businesses since 1995. Who's talking about that? Who's getting up on TV saying, I'm running for presidency, we need more entrepreneurs? We need more. When's the last time you saw a governor, senator, president get up on TV and say, American people, please start reading these 5 books on how to start a business and how to manage your own finances? When's the last time we had that? Why isn't any politician recommending books for us to read on getting our finances in order? Why don't they tell us that? I don't understand that concept. Educate us and we'll be free. So what is an entrepreneur? In simple words, it's a risk taker. But let me skip this here. Where did it all begin? Columbus comes to America. He was the first entrepreneur to make it here to the New World according to what history tells us. His mission was to find a way to trade for spices. George Washington was an entrepreneur, manufactured 2 products in his crop, flour and distilled whiskey. Michigan was the first university to offer a course in entrepreneurism. Do you know how many universities are teaching classes to become an entrepreneur today? Hundreds. Do you know why? People are starting to figure it out. They're starting to figure it out. You know what generation is really figuring it out? It's so interesting to me. It's boomers. Do you know why boomers are figuring it out? Because they have the most experience in the workforce and they know it doesn't work anymore. And millennials and Gen Xers are not asking anything, questioning anything. They're just doing what boomers did. They're going and getting a job. They're not realizing the original reason why 9-to-5 job was created. Do you know originally, you know this 9-to-5 is only an 80-year period thing. Anyone knows this? Like 9-to-5 has not been around for thousands of years. It's only 80 years old. Do you know why we agreed to work 9-to-5? Why 9-to-5? Do you know why we agreed to work that 9-to-5? Do you know why?
Daylight hours.
Daylight hours. And do you know who invented 9-to-5? By what was the company that invented 9-to-5? You should know it. You know it. Ford Motor Company. At that time, Ford was a godfather of companies in Detroit. Whatever they did, everybody else did. So here's how it was. Hey, Vicky, I would like to have you give 30 years of your life to my company, Ford Motor Company. And Vicky says what? She goes like this, and she says what? Your question would be what? What do I get for giving you 30 years? And I said, I'm sorry, I'm Ford. She says, I'm sorry. What am I going to get for my 30 years? I guess that's a fair question. Okay. You give me 30 years of your life, staying with me at the company, I'm going to give you a 30-year pension plan. Wait a minute, so I work for you 30 years, then you're going to give me my income? I am. Fair deal, boom, we shake hands. Good negotiation. Do you realize that's why we agreed to do this? Raise your hand if you got a pension plan. Watch this. Watch this. No, raise your hand up high if you got a pension plan from your company. Look at the age of people that raise their hands. You don't see 35-year-olds. They're clueless about it. Because companies said these 20, 30-year-olds know nothing about pension plans, cancel the whole thing. They won't question it. They'll still come and work for us, and we don't even need to give them a pension plan. And people are still doing it. And no one's talking about this. Only people raise their hand that have pension plans mid-40s and up. Because you were in that era. It's gone. We used to have 134,000 pension plans in 1985. We got barely 20, 30,000 today. Because they don't have to offer it to you and I. Because millennials are not questioning it anymore. They're just following. I go work 9 to 5. My mommy and daddy did it. And the system loves it that no one questions it. People even get up and walk out. What the hell are we talking about at this meeting? I thought this was an entrepreneur meeting. So, why do you think there aren't more entrepreneurs in America? Folks, how many of you have thought about starting your own business? Raise your hand. What is the number one reason why most of us don't start a business? Watch the answer. Fear. We're afraid. I've never done it before. I can't do it. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the education. I don't have the support. I don't have the idea. I don't know how. Watch this though. Why are the reasons why most entrepreneurs become entrepreneurs? Why do you think they do? See, I think there's two reasons. One is the common reasons. The other one is the deeper reasons. Let me speak to you about the common reasons. Everyone knows the common reasons. The common reasons are what? Control of time. I want to make more money. Tax benefits. Family business. This one's very interesting. Do you know for years we've been told husband and wife shouldn't what? Work together. Now, who said that in the first place? I would love to meet that guy. We're now 300 million of us are saying that. Check this out. How has it worked? A husband works in a place for 10 hours with a bunch of other people, potential to meet new people. Wife goes and works in a new place for 10 hours. They are growing what? 10 years later, you're sitting at dinner and saying, why did I marry you? I don't love her anymore. I think we're disconnected. 66% of marriages end up at a divorce. Do we ask why? Do you realize for thousands of years we didn't have any divorces? Why? Husband and wife ran a business together. We built something what? Together. So I'm seeing you every day. I'm with you every day. Baby, we're building something together. So at night, hey, remember that one thing that we need to work on, baby? You need to call Joey in the morning. I will. Hey, you got to get the son to do it. Because we're building something together. So anytime husband and wife is growing something together, man, that's exciting. We're not doing that no more because that one guy, they say husband and wife shouldn't work together. Who is they? I haven't met they yet, right? But they say that. They say that, right? Travel. Did you know 54% of Americans have never traveled outside of the United States of America? 54% has never traveled. Some want to become entrepreneurs for retirement, recognition, nice car, big home, be their own boss. But let me tell you the deeper reason why people are becoming entrepreneurs. Do you realize in this room, we have Caucasian, African American, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, Asian. We have different nationalities. Christian, Jehovah, Seventh-day LDS, Scientology, Muslim, Catholic, agnostic, atheist, Confucius, whatever you want to call it, right? Educated, uneducated, Laker fan, Clipper fans, doesn't matter. Every single one of us in this room, everybody in this room. Do you realize every single action we take, everything you and I do in our lives, every single action we take that action with an intention of getting one emotion. Anyone knows that one emotion we want? It's what? Happiness. 2007, when the market crashed, everybody lost their money. In 2008, you know what was the most common word used in books that were published in 2008? Happy. Because everybody wanted to find out, how in the heck do I become what? Happy. Do you know why all these beer companies do so well? Because they do commercial with, when you're drinking, you're with single girls, and it's just so, I want to drink, Coors Light because I'm happy when I drink Coors Light for 30 minutes. Do you know why the drug business does so well? Ooh, when you smoke, you're so happy. You drop this pill, you drink water, you get a massage. Ooh, it's great. You snort this thing, you feel like you're Superman for about 5 minutes. Everything's like happy, happy, happy. You're laughing about it. I'm sorry, we're all adults here. It's not like none of you guys haven't seen pot ecstasy or cocaine. I mean, it's not like at the time we hit 18 nowadays in America, I'm sorry, we see a lot of weird things today. Your kids see things at 10 years old we used to see at 18 years old. So, how do you judge happiness? It took me a long time to question this. I decided judging happiness on the lifespan of that feeling of happiness. This is 30 minutes. This is very short. All of those are short. The biggest, long-lasting happiness feelings are all natural. Every one of them are natural. They're all natural highs. All of them. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. Do you know everybody here wants to be fulfilled? Do you know everybody here wants to live a meaningful life? We may disagree on a lot of things. There isn't a single soul here who doesn't want to live a meaningful life. Any parents in the room, raise your hand if you got kids. Hey, what do you and I want our kids to say about us when we die? Honestly. That they like us? You know they're going to say stuff about us when we're dead that they never said when we're alive. Yes? Look, some of us don't have living parents and we wish we had 5 minutes with them to tell them some stuff we didn't say. None of us are perfect. But you know what's going to happen? We'll be in heaven and we're going to go and say, hey God, I cleaned that cloud. Am I cool to check out my kids real quick? You cleaned the good. I cleaned the good. I'm telling you, the cloud is clean. Okay, go ahead. We're good? Okay, good. Because you know, I got good technology up there, right? So I'm going to come, I'm going to say,